everyone, I'm Kat. Thank you for joining us in another session of Rooted and Growing. Now today we are going to catch up with Pastor Sheldon, who's at a DCAT conference. DCAT meaning doing church as a team. And we're going to ask him, as a leader, how do we continue to grow? Let's see what gems we can gather from him today.
Hey, did you know that every single person leads something? Yeah, you might not think of yourself as a leader, but everyone leads someone. You might be a father, a mother, maybe you're a student, maybe you're a grandparent. But people follow you whether you like it or not, and whether you know it or not. Well, the question then is, how do we continue to grow as a leader? You know, it is often said that you can teach what you know, but you reproduce who you are. And I think we as leaders, whether it will be in the home or in the marketplace or in school, wherever you may be, must continue to grow as leaders. So maybe some practical things that can be done are maybe like reading books. It could be watching some videos. But probably the most important thing you want to do if you want to grow as a leader is look for the very best leader that you can follow. Now you might be thinking, well, if I find a good leader like a boss in my company, and what if he's a bad leader? Well, you can still learn from bad leaders. You can learn what not to do. But I'm not just talking about the leaders that are here on this earth. I'm trying to look for leaders that may have since passed away. They can lead you from a distance, maybe a book that they've written. There's tons of people that have led well throughout history that we can glean from. But probably the greatest leader that I would recommend was the most perfect leader. His name, Jesus Christ. That's right, he's the greatest leader that has ever lived. In fact, he has led people so well that he is still leading them today. The Bible says it in this way in Hebrews 13, verse 8, that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So if Jesus could lead people back then, he can still lead people today. And he can still lead people in the future. Why? Because he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. The leadership principles, the leadership qualities, and the leadership wisdom that Jesus has is far beyond our comprehension. That's why when we follow him, we will gain much wisdom and at the same time be able to give out that wisdom. But the only way that's possible is if we live out that wisdom. See, we're going to have to either learn wisdom by obtaining it, or we're going to learn wisdom through consequences. Wisdom gives you the lesson before the mistake. Consequences gives you the wisdom after the mistake. Those two are different in the sense that when you gain wisdom and you apply it into your life, it saves you years of frustration, hurdles, pain, and imprisonment. But when it comes to consequences and you learn the lesson afterwards, you pay a higher price of frustration, anger, maybe even bitterness, or even imprisonment. So think through what kinds of things you can do to grow in your leadership. The future is not dependent on how many leaders we're going to have in our country, in our schools, in our workplaces, in our homes, because we're going to have tons of leaders. Leaders are not the problem. The problem will be that we will have too many unqualified leaders. We're going to need more leaders that have the qualities to bring up the next generation, the qualities to bring in great leaders. So the only way that happens is if we reproduce who we are, not necessarily just teach about leadership. Anyone can teach leadership, but it takes a true leader to model that in their life. So I want to encourage you today, in however you need to do it, whether it's reading books, seminars, conferences, reading the Bible, find ways and opportunities to learn leadership so that you can apply it in your life and then grow in your leadership abilities. That way, when people see you, they don't just see you as a person, they see a person who leads well out of an example of who they're becoming. We're all going to lead. I pray that we lead people in the right direction so that more people can become quality leaders just like you. God bless you. Have a great day.